clear, there are people in the White House who are telling Donald Trump that there's some way to win this. And here's one of them. This is Sebastian Gorka, the guy who was a Breitbart contributor 7 months ago, and that was basically the pinnacle of his career. And here he is in an interview with the BBC, clearly at war with Rex Tillerson and God knows who else in the administration that's advocating dialing back the rhetoric.
Right.
What must the trigger be? General Mattis seemed to be suggesting that American action would come in the event of a North Korean attack rather than out of the blue. Sebastian Gorka is Deputy Assistant to the President on the line to Washington. I asked him what the red line was that the North Koreans could not cross.
You should listen to the president. The idea that Secretary Tillerson is going to discuss military matters is simply nonsensical. It is the job of Secretary Mattis, as Secretary of Defense, to talk about the military options. And he has done so unequivocally today. He said, "Woe betide anyone who militarily challenges the United States," and that is his portfolio, that is his mandate. Secretary Tillerson is the chief diplomat of the United States, and it is his portfolio to handle those issues.
But are you telling me, though, Mr. Gorka, that if there is an action by North Korea that is felt by the United States to be threatening, then that is war? Is that the understanding that the North Koreans should have?
If you threaten a nation, then what should you expect? A stiffly worded letter to be sent by courier? Is that what the UK would do if a nation threatened a nuclear-tipped missile launched against any of the United Kingdom's territory?
I mean, there's a bit of a sleight of hand there too, right, though? I mean, the BBC guy said a threat that's interpreted by the United States, as opposed to, one that is clearly a threat, I guess.
Donald Trump interprets, sneezing in his direction as a threat. I mean, the guy, in all seriousness, he's so into the whole macho BS because of his deep insecurities. There are a whole lot of things that he sees as personal threats that are not threats to the United States. That right away becomes a problem. And then you throw in there his lack of understanding, seemingly, of what nuclear war does, or anything close to that. But, I mean, even the person here who's delivering the message, I mean, how is it that we're saying we're not going to allow all sorts of people in this country, but we still have Sebastian Gorka here? Can you answer that one?
No.
I mean, this guy is such an absolute jackass. The whole thing where it comes, it'll be nonsensical. I mean, he can't really go on TV. I've never seen him. Thankfully, I've seen him very few times. He go on without just being a jackass to whoever it is he's talking to. I mean, he literally has to be one of the least likable people I've ever heard. And of course, he lied about his call. I mean, whatever. It's the Trump administration. It's not tough.
Well, but what possibly could be the end game here? I mean, I can understand. Well, I mean, look, the Chinese have now said, North Korea, if you initiate an attack and the South Koreans and the United States return, we will not intervene. But they've also said that if South Korea or United States attack, that we will intervene on behalf of the North Koreans there. And
right.
I mean, I guess it's possible they believe at this point that somehow this posture will convince North Korea to give up its nukes. But I mean, that just seems like
really believe that?
Well, I find it hard to believe that they believe it, but I find it hard to believe that they believe a lot of things, frankly. Hi, folks. Sam Seder here. We still need your help on our Patreon page. YouTube ads have come back, but not nearly as much as we had before. So if you can help us out, any little bit helps. Head over to our Patreon page right at this URL, and you'll help us keep helping you by making videos